All right, here we are. Welcome this evening, everybody. This is a part two of our candidate conversations. Thanks for hanging out with me earlier with Carrie Blackwell, and I am just absolutely ecstatic for this episode. I am sitting right here next to Johsie Cruz, who has driven quite a ways to come up here to be on the show tonight. So we thank you so much for being up here. And we got an awesome show planned for you this evening because Johsie is running for Georgia 13th Congress, right? And so Johsie, I'm gonna finish setting everything up, and while I do, I want you to tell our audience about who you are, where you come from, and what you're fixing to start running for. Okay?
All right.
All right. It's all yours. Go.
All right. So I am original from Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
I came to the USA
Yes.
about 31 years ago. I came in legally with papers, vaccination. I pay my dues. I pay my fees. I learn history. I learned the language. I still have a little accent. No. I have a strong accent still. I'm doing my best with the English, and I assimilate it. I learned the American way of thinking. I learned the American way of doing things. I learned the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the Declaration of Independence. Those three documents for me are the base of what United States is and what we should be following. Anyways, I am a thankful and grateful American. I became citizen about 15 years ago. The first 15 years, I kept my mouth shut, sip it, just learning. I didn't intervene in no political at all. But when I swear that I was going to defend this country from inside out, domestic and international enemies, that's when I say, well, it's time for me to start fighting back. Why? Because this country gave me so much. Not only it gave me the most important, which is freedom and liberty, but this country gave me my family, my daughters. This country gave me my house, my work, my husband. It gave me prosperity. It gave me degrees in, college degree and the opportunity to jump from one work to another work.
Right.
We got the freedom, right?
Absolutely, we do.
Yeah, I am the daughter of missionary pastor, Baptist Pastor Joel Cruz Martinez.
Mm-hmm.
He passed away around 25 years ago with cancer. My mother is still alive. Her name is Lilia Barrios de Cruz. And I got two siblings. I got three daughters. Actually, when I married Carlos, my late husband, he passed away on the 2022. His daughter became my adopted daughter.
Okay.
So I always say that I have four daughters.
Gotcha.
And she have a child. So her child is my granddaughter. And there is something that I want to share with everybody about my husband, Carlos Alfredo Torres Fletcher, which was known as a Cat Fletcher. Before he passed away, in the 2022, there was the election year, remember? The midterm?
I do.
So one day in the early election, he woke up and he said, baby, get up. I said, why? Come on, get up. Take me. I want to go vote. He said, baby, come on, Carlos, you're sick. Look, I have to, He was barely moving in the wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
He said, no. Take me. I have to do this before I passed away. This is the last thing that I have to do to keep on fighting for liberty and freedom of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Take me. I couldn't say no.
Right.
So I dressed him up. We went. And let me tell you something. He cast his vote. Everything, right? Mm-hmm. He voted. He wanted to vote for Walker, for Herschel Ron, right?
Okay.
I want to go vote for Herschel. He's going to win. Okay, so when we went over there, he cast his vote. And then he said, I need to talk to the director of this facility. I said, Carlos, why? Because they are violating the Constitution of Georgia. They don't supposed to have this code. They don't supposed to have this. This is a violation. So what I'm telling with this, that before he passed away, he was fighting even with the electoral, with the election commission. He was fighting with everybody because they were violating the Constitution of Georgia.
Wow.
So he never gave up on fighting against communism, against socialism, against anything that he felt that was going to control his life. So this is something that he told me, Johsie, keep on fighting. When I'm gone, run back again. Run, because this country is worth fighting for.
Absolutely.
And let me tell you something. A week before the qualification, I was thinking, they changed all the map, and I didn't know where I was going to run because everything changed.
Yes.
I wanted to run for the 7, where Lucy Madva was in Gwinnett, which is minority, right? I said, okay. I even announced on August the 8th last year that I was run. I was looking into the 4th, the 7th, and the 11th. But the map changed, right?
Yes.
So a week before, I said, oh, Jesus, I know the Lord wants me to run, but I don't know where. So I came out with a plan. I said, okay, let me run on the 6th, because that's where I live, right? Let me run on the 6th. So I said, at least if I put my name in, I don't have to campaign. I don't have to do nothing. Just putting my name in and then just do the FEC. I only spend $5,220 and that's it. Just put the name in, and the day of the election, let's see what the people want, right?
Okay.
I went, I put my name in, but instead of putting my name on the 6th, I put my name on the 13th. Why I put it on the 13th? Because I made a decision. I asked the political director of the GOP, Mr. Travis
Bowden?
I don't remember his last
Okay.
name. But I asked him, Travis, what are the seats, the congressional seats open that don't have no candidate, our candidates? He says, Johsie, we have 2 seats open, 5 and 13. And then when he said that, I said, okay, I'll be back. So I went out. I started praying. Okay, Lord, what do you want me to do? So I started looking into, and when I see the 13 was Gwinnett, DeKalb, Rockdale, Newton, Henry, and Clayton. I say, wait a minute. This here is the 4th. This used to be Han Johnson. These 2, they added. I said, more than half of the 13 used to be Han Johnson district.
Okay.
He dropped it. So that's when I run on the 2020. I ran against Han Johnson.
Okay.
And I gave him a good fight. He was so upset with me because I didn't consider it. So I said, the most natural thing is to go back where the people knows me.
Okay.
So that's why I choose the 13.
I see.
And then at that moment, I knew for sure that nobody was going to run in that district. That's why I picked. That was Thursday around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when I qualified. The next day, surprise!
So you got somebody running against you, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
As soon as they found out you were going to run. and the
Yeah,
position
they
was
were
on post.
waiting for me. You know how I knew they were waiting for me? Because 2 weeks before, I went to the Capitol to celebrate the Hispanic Day.
Okay.
A governor came, declared Hispanic Day like 2 years ago. This was the second year. This was the second year. So we were meeting. We were having lunch, and Ralph Esper was supposed to come and say hi to all the Spanish who were meeting. He sent his chief of staff.
Well, he didn't show up, huh?
He didn't
didn't
show
show
up.
up for a lot of things.
He didn't show, so he sent his chief of staff, and then he was, saying thing, and then I was laughing at his joke.
Okay.
I was the only one laughing and, responding back to his joke. Basically, I was talking to him one-on-one. I was not shy or timid like the rest of the Spanish. And then he's looking at me. I look at him. And then I got up And I say, nice to meet you. I am Johsie Cruz. And he said, I know who you are. That's when I knew they were
when it
waiting for
clicked.
me.
That's when it clicked.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Oh, I know who you are. I said, oh, nice. You know
Wow.
who I am. So they were waiting for me. That's why on the Thursday, when they find out that I qualified for the 13, right away that night, they made some calls and they got Mr. Chavez running against me.
So who's your opponent?
Chavez.
What's his full name?
Jonathan Chavez.
Jonathan Chavez. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's not in there now. Who is he the incumbent?
No.
Okay,
the
he's not.
incumbent is
So it
a
was an
Democrat.
open election, and this was the 13th, and you went and qualified, and everything was fine, and then all of a sudden,
Last minute on
last
Friday,
minute, bam, they've got somebody running.
they got him. Okay, so
Okay.
I got somebody saying me hi. I take this as a rumor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because how can I be sure that was true, right?
Right.
No, somebody got him running against you. Well, okay, that's part of the nature of the monster, right?
Right.
Okay. The whole idea was, if I knew that he was going to run on the 13th, I wouldn't do it.
Right.
I wouldn't go to the 5th. Because I wanted to be with somebody didn't want it to do it.
Mm-hmm. Understood.
Or, okay, Bongo is in number 5. He wouldn't be on the 13th, and then I had to decide. Should I go to the 4th or should I go to the 6th?
Right.
Should I confront Lucy Matbat or should I confront Hen Johnson back again? Right?
Right.
If I wouldn't know,
Absolutely.
I would have gave him a free direct to November. So now, he was the candidate on the 2022.
Chavez was? Okay, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So he was the candidate, the official one on the ballot, on the general.
Okay.
So it was natural for him to run on the 13th because he ran on the 2022. But take in consideration that I didn't run on the 2022 because my husband was sick. My husband was dying. And I have to make a hard decision in continue doing politics or take care of my husband. My husband told me, keep doing it. Don't worry. I'm here at home. No, I cannot leave you alone but in the house. You are sick. I can do that. So I said, no, I'm going to stop. I'm going to take a break. And that's why I didn't run on the 2022.
Right. I remember that. I actually remember when you lost your husband. It was very sad. Because you've been in this for quite a while. And I like how you're talking strategy because you are a fighter. We've been around each other several times. We've been in several rallies together and met each other. And you've actually spoke at a couple of ours. And always liked what you had to say. You understand where this country is because you understand communism, socialism, all of these liberal policies that are now driving American politics, and it's amazing that you're willing to stand up and fight, and you've been through all the right, you came through, you did everything that you're supposed to do, you've assimilated, and you understand these divisions they try to keep us under.
But you know what it got me a little uncomfortable is the reality that a lot of Americans don't want to do what I'm doing.
I know, yes.
If I have one American, let's say with my resemble color, born in here, that want to do what I'm doing, you know what I was going to do? Just sit down and relax and let you guys do the fighting. But a lot of Americans don't want to fight back. They don't even know how to fight back, right? So I'm doing it because nobody wants to do it.
Exactly.
And then because I'm doing it, a lot of people get upset and then they start doing those things.
Well, sure, you're not a part of that, what we call establishment politics, I mean,
excuse me.
that's fine. It's rampant. When I've been in this for a little while, doing Second Amendment, and now we're doing these podcasts, and the thing I realized, especially getting into the political side, is that I thought we would be up here fighting against Democrats, and it seems like we're fighting against Republicans.
No. It is.
It is, right?
It is. We
It
have
really
to,
is.
okay, in order for our nation to heal, we need to call it how it is.
Right.
We cannot be trying to not say things because we're going to hurt people. Today, I met one liberal. So when I finished giving my speech, I opened my speech in this way. I know everybody's upset for what's going on, right? I am upset because I see communism, socialism, fascism, right? And running in our cities, in our counties, and in our 13th congressional district.
Right.
Just because I opened my speech like that, the guy waited for me at the end and he sent me hardball. Hardball. You cannot be saying that because we are a capitalist. Da, 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 da. You know, I could see he was a Democrat, right? And I say, well, sir, the only thing I can tell you is what I experienced.
Sure.
And 30 minutes later, another candidate who is from Croatia, he wasn't there when I gave my speech. And he ended up saying the same thing that I said
Right.
that he experienced in Croatia. So I was looking up to the guy, and the guy changed his color because he's saying, wait a minute, she's from Venezuela and she's saying communism, globalism, and fascism. And this guy just came here and he's from Croatia and he's running for Winnet chair. And he's saying the same thing that she's saying. How could both of them got together to say the same thing? No, we didn't get together to say that. It's what we are seeing because we experienced that.
Right.
So I told the guy, listen, what I'm telling you is what I experienced, is what I saw, is what my family went through. And I still have family back home. And that's what they're going through. I'm not telling you what I'm saying just because I read it in the book. So you cannot tell me what I experience is false.
Right. 100%.
You know? So the guy at the end, now he was getting upset. I said, sir, I respect that you are a believer and you are practicing the First Amendment because you are saying here exactly what you think. Let me do the same thing. If you have the freedom to speak up and say whatever you want to say, I have the same freedom too.
Exactly.
Regardless if you like it or not. Well, okay, whatever. At the end, I say, sir, before I finish talking, I say, sir, let me tell you something. I will give my life for you to have freedom of speech. When I told him that, no matter if I like what you say or not, I will give my life for you to have the freedom of speech. He was in shock. He was in shock.
Right.
And then he said, well, I will do the same thing. Okay, so we are in the same page.
Right.
So I shook hands, we hugged, and that's it.
Wow. I mean, you would probably agree, especially being from Venezuela or anywhere else, that the Constitution of the United States of America is probably, if not the most important document, probably in the world. We have more freedoms, guaranteed liberties than any other country, any other nation. And it's surprising to see how much destruction our Constitution is taking. It's surprising to me to see how people are just ready to write it off, just rip it up, and go on about their life. And you've experienced these kinds of things. And
let me tell you something. America gave a lot of immigrants the opportunity to experience freedom and liberty. And in the process of becoming citizen, we need to hit the book hard. When I say hit the book hard, is history, Constitution, amendments. I mean, we learn a lot of things. We have to memorize 100 questions with 100 answers. And at the moment of the test to become a citizenship, they only ask you 5 questions. If you miss one, they make you to come back again so they can ask you 5 more questions. But not the same first 5. This is another 5 until you get all those answers straight. So what I'm saying with this is we know so much about America, the Constitution, because we have to study to become American citizen.
right. Assimilation.
The problem that we're having is civics, history, geography, anything that has to do with the Constitution. the amendments, the Declaration of Independence is not being taught
No,
at
not
school.
even not to anybody.
And that happened with Barack Obama was the president of the United States of America. I remember back in those days when I used to put the TV. I used to watch cartoon about Paul Revere. I mean, all these cartoon, the libertarian group, those kids, talking about getting bored. All the Civil War, talking about Jefferson, talking about Abraham Lincoln. I remember watching that on the TV because one way that I did to learn English was watching kids program.
Right.
Because the basic of the English. So by watching those kids program like Sesame Street, and that's how my ear start catching up with the English. It was a long process, but now I'm here. So
Now you're here running for Congress.
exactly. So I'm doing it because nobody else wanna do it.
Right.
If I could find somebody who could do it, who doesn't have accent, who doesn't have so many negative things that people see on me, I would stay in my house in peace and let somebody do the job, and defend our country.
Sure.
But you know what? If we lose this country, I don't have nowhere else to go. So I have to fight back.
Yeah. A lot of people don't even understand that. Josie, I'd say the first time we probably met, it was pre-COVID. And then we've been together throughout. But your message has always stayed the same. You've always been a fighter. And, just like you said, it's so kind of disheartening that after all these years, we've picked up people, but it's the same people that, maybe we're crazy. Maybe that's where that whole 1%er thing comes from, but it's like I see the same people that are fighting like nonstop while everybody else just kind of, glosses over all these things. But yet you turn on the television and all you see is this gaslit turmoil that's coming all across the screens, and we're constantly in jeopardy of losing everything. We've got a puppet in the White House, literally, that can't even walk up a flight of steps. And to me, it's shocking to think that the greatest nation that I would ever think of in the world, has gotten to this point.
Well, for us, it's a shocking for us. But for them, he's the perfect.
Of course.
For them, he's the perfect person. Because he's not the one who's doing it. It's those one behind him. So they need somebody like marionette, Okay, so
well, that's my next thought, is that you're not a puppet. So we're talking about you. You decide to run for office, and all of a sudden the proverbial they, put somebody up there against you, somebody that's funded, that has money, that has resources, and now is giving you that run. And do you think that's, like I said, you don't think that's an accident, do you?
If it's an accident or not accident, I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to do when you become a candidate. When somebody could become a candidate, you're supposed to do your job, your work. What is your work is go to because the primary depends on the people who go to the GOP, county GOP, the people who always go and they know. They are more informed about primaries and stuff. Do you know the primaries are the most important elections?
I kind of agree with you. That's who you're going to...
And a lot of people don't understand that. They don't get it.
Well, we've been complacent.
Yes, but the GOP, back in those days, that's what they used to do. Not teaching, because during the primary, they end up picking up the one that they...
Sure. The country club mentality, right?
Exactly.
They
So now
had
we are paying the consequences. How we are paying the consequences? Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to compare, okay?
Okay.
We are in this mess because the leadership, the establishment that we kicked down, right? Because it's a lot of grassroots who took control of Cobb County, GOP, Winnick, GOP, DeKalb, GOP, Rockdale, GOP, Newton, GOP. name it, right? Fulton, GOP. We kicked out all of them. But they're still meeting. They're still doing their coalition. They're still in control. And those are the ones who still doing the same thing that they did before.
Right.
So we are in this mess because I was thinking the other day, who learned from who? Venezuela is in a big mess because they did politically what they are doing in here. That's why they lost Venezuela. Because those politicians didn't talk about the Constitution. They didn't talk about the goodness of the country. They only talk about themselves, their pocket, and their family. That's it. They didn't care about the country. And Venezuela, when you see of resources, Venezuela is richer than United States when it comes to resources like oil, materials, right? Gold, diamond, whatever you think is there.
Okay.
The only difference is the people are not prepared enough. They don't have the knowledge to develop
Of course. That's
and take that out, which produce wealth. America, on the other hand, we had the brain, we had the people, we had the technology, but we don't have the resources. But we became the country number one, the most powerful country in the world, just because human beings are the one who develop. Human beings are the one who create wealth. Human being, we, the people, right?
right.
We created what United States is. But then these politicians are doing exactly what Venezuelan politicians did. And then if we continue with this, we the people in the wrong path, in the self-destruction path, I'm talking about those songs, we the people, we're going to end up like Venezuela. We're going to destroy this country.
Sure.
Okay? And on top of that, the Democratic Party is not the Kennedy party anymore.
No, it's not.
Remember when the Kennedy used to say, it's not what I'm going to do. It's not what the country is going to do for me, but what I'm going to do for the country. That was the mentality of the Democratic Party.
It's completely flipped.
The Democratic Party today is being hijacked.
Big time.
Communists, atheists, Islamists, fascists, haters of United States of America. They even took God from their platform. They hate America. Hate it. So, when I said, elect me on May 21st, so I can be the candidate to defeat the Communist Democratic Party in November. When I say the communists, it's because they are communists.
Absolutely. They've embraced it 100%.
They are communists. What is a communist? When somebody control your life, they tell you how to live. They tell you how you're going to be using the bathroom in your house. They tell you how you're going to raise your children.
Eat your food.
They tell you what to eat. They want us now to eat bugs, and they're killing the cows. They don't want us to drink milk. They want to, all these crazy things. That is communism. That has nothing to do with America Constitution, with the foundation of United States of America. You see, communists, they deny God. They don't. Why? And let me explain you why. The Constitution of United States of America is based on England common law. The England common law based in God, the Creator, created us, and we have unalienable rights. Nobody can take from us our right.
Right.
Nobody,
God-given.
not even the state. Communists, they deny God. So they feel themselves superior to you and me, so they can control our life. Sure. While God, who created us, who gave us free will for us to choose what we're going to do, regardless if we're going to destroy ourselves, God's still respecting that, because You decide what you're going to do with your
Right.
life.
Free will.
Free will. But these communists, they want to tell you how to live. They want to, look, if they could charge how much on oxygen that you breathe, they're going to charge you. If they could do that, they will do it.
Well, sure. That's like a corporatocracy, the takeover, the establishment takeover, you know. Absolutely.
You remember that movie? It's a movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger in the space, I think. And then they used to control those people in one of those planets by closing the oxygen.
Oh, yeah.
And then people used to go like,
Total Recall.
Total
Yes,
Recall.
That's right.
Okay.
It's a perfect
But
example.
oxygen, they control the people fighting, the people complaining.
Sure.
They just have to close the oxygen.
All of these things you're talking about, right? And the perception of it is like you're talking about crazy stuff, tinfoil hat stuff, right? But this stuff is being talked about. This stuff has been written in white papers. This stuff has been studied, and we're on a trajectory that's been in the making for decades and decades. But to normal people outside of what we're talking about, they can't, their minds can't fathom it. They just want to write it off like it's a conspiracy theory.
Look.
But we're living it. We're getting there.
The worst part of all of this is there is a say in Spanish. I don't know in English. I believe there is the same. You don't know what you got until you lose
until it's gone, right?
Until it's gone. So I've been talking to a lot of Americans, and when I say American, black, white, Caucasian, black, most of you guys are in denial, which is a psychological defense. No, we are not Cuba. No, we are not Venezuela. No, that's not going to happen here because it's very uncomfortable. So denial, block it, and they still living in the bubble until the bubble come and boom.
Exactly. And then they're like looking
what
around.
Happened?
What's going on? What's going on? You know.
Cubans used to say to Venezuelans back in those days, communism. No, we're not Cuba. We're not Cuba. And suddenly, look where Venezuelans are. It's spread all on the whole planet.
Venezuela's
They're everywhere. Okay?
Devastated.
And President Trump, back in those days, used to say that some countries didn't send us the best that they have. They always, send us the worst. This is an example. Look what happened the last 2 years.
Well, look at
what happened over there in
assimilation.
Athens.
How are we accepting immigrants into this country and not assimilating them, not teaching them that the same things that you would get taught? How on earth are we supposed to coexist with communities of people who, first off, are taught to hate America. Second, they're taught to take every single handout like a communist country, and there's no assimilation. That's insane to me.
That is an agenda implemented because
Absolutely.
They want the division and the destruction from within. Okay.
That's right.
Look what happened in Athens with that little girl.
Lake and Riley.
They're trying to make look like it's her fault because she fought back to a criminal Venezuelan who was released from jail
in a sanctuary city.
A sanctuary city, and wanted to rape her, and she was trying to defend herself. So the Democrats are trying to make it like if she wouldn't defend herself, she'd probably be alive today.
Oh, that is that narrative not the most insane thing you've ever heard? I mean, we're living in an upside down world when the media is running with a narrative like that. Man, that makes me mad. It makes my blood boil. Oh.
These people are idiots, but
they're evil.
Not idiot. They are evil. They are evil.
It's evil.
Yes, evil. So, if you are raped and you become pregnant, you have to have an abortion, because a raped woman cannot carry a baby because the baby is a result of a rape,
right?
And then she cannot bear with that, so we have to kill the baby. They don't even give the girl the option, finish with the baby until it's born and you give it for adoption. That's one option. Give it for adoption. Yeah. No, they want to kill. But now they don't want the girls, the ladies like me, that we are probably under possible rape. They don't want the ladies to defend themselves.
It's insane. I mean, every day it's insane when we turn on the news feeds and we listen to this. God, I mean, it's almost too much for. Well, I mean, when you look at common sense, logic, reason, okay, it defies every bit of that, and they try to make you feel like you're crazy, and I just feel like this is all some sort of psychological game.
And I'm not
You
even
know?
talking about the Second Amendment.
Yeah, right. Oh, we didn't got to that yet.
I'm not even going there yet.
Exactly.
I'm just talking about you fighting back, using your knees
Sure.
to defend yourself by, knee. Okay, I went to jail for one night.
Okay.
I was in jail for one night. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this because I wrote it on my book.
Okay.
It's public. It's
Okay.
out there. My ex-husband, the father of my children, put me in jail for one night. It was a domestic violence case.
Okay.
I was defending myself, but because the police came and saw me hitting him, they put me in jail. Okay. So he didn't want to release me. He holding me here back like this. I was telling, let me go, let me go. He didn't want, so I was practicing kickboxing for 2 years. So in that moment, it was automatic. Like my knees start
Right. Yeah.
going
Muscle
up.
memory kicks in. Right. Yeah.
Man, 4 times. 4 times.
Oh Lord.
I saw that man's face change colors, but he didn't let me go. So the police came, took me to jail. My daughters were crying. I was crying because I always behave good. That's something that I never thought I would have spent a night on jail. The next day, my brother pulled me out. My mother sent Carlos. Back in those days, we were only friends. My mother called Carlos, said, Carlos, go pick up Johsie, please, from Fort Lauderdale. So he went, picked me up from Fort Lauderdale. To make the whole situation short, sweet and short, I spent a year and a half going back and forth. I spent my savings with lawyers, with the trouble, going back and forth for domestic violence.
And it was a misdemeanor, right?
No.
Oh, it wasn't?
They put me in jail. I don't know if it was misdemeanor or no.
Most of the time it is. That'd be crazy if you're having to go back and forth like
The
that.
beautiful thing about it is at the end, the judge said, dismiss,
I got you.
dismiss.
Right.
She did it because in self-defense. That man was pissed. He
Trust
was
me, I'm a bail
upset.
bondsman. I've been doing this for a long time. I've seen it all.
Yeah, so my case was dismissed. And let me tell you something. He got lucky that I forgot that I had the gun in my car.
Lord. Oh, Lord. It would have been a lot
I
different.
totally forgot the gun because carry, here in Georgia, you carry.
Right.
I had a gun in my car and another in my pocket. So that day, by the grace of the Lord, I forgot that I had
Wow.
the gun because I could have used it in self-defense. But the laws in Florida is a little different than here, right? So that was an experience that when the Democrats come and ask me, well, you were in jail? I say, yes, I was in jail. And I was in jail because I was defending myself. And any woman out there, do not allow a man to abuse you. You need to learn how to defend yourself. Go take some kickboxing classes.
Absolutely.
Go take some training on how to use a gun. Get permit, everything. You need to learn how to defend yourself. You do not allow a man to destroy you, not only psychologically, but physically. A man can even kill you.
That's right.
Just because I don't want to touch a gun. No, it's your life. Your life is in the line. So when a Democrat come and try to throw that on my face, I just put it back to them and I say, no, every woman had the right to defend themselves.
Oh, 100%. I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Speaking of that, so give us your views on the Second Amendment.
It should not be infringed.
Amen. Amen to that.
It should not be no condition at all for the people who behave good and for the people who behave bad too. It should not be infringed. It should not be no condition because let me put it this way. The Constitution didn't say whoever have a background or a criminal background cannot carry. It doesn't say that. It doesn't say that. It says it shall not be infringed.
That's what it says.
That's it. So if somebody bad come with bad intention with a gun, we have 20 good ones who can stop him.
I agree. It's been proven over and over again. It's not the guns; it's the people.
It's the people.
And
exactly.
it's a culture. It's a culture that we're that we're under. There's so many psychological things here that are. If you think about how hard it is, what we're talking about, and we're here and we're living, and we're citizens that are doing law abiding. We're raising families. We're working our tails off all over the place. We're not talking about your average criminal. And how hard it is for people like us to just get through life and figure these things out. So you can imagine what the psychological effects are on people that are mentally unstable and living in this that aren't thinking correctly. It's wild. It's the people. We changed the culture, we'd never have to worry about guns. If we changed the culture, we wouldn't have to worry about abortion and things like that, They die on these hills on these issues, and I'm like, start at the root cause, of these issues, and they will fix themselves naturally,
Yeah, one of the issues, I got 4 issues that are on my platform.
Okay.
And one of the issues that I can touch, relate to what you're saying, is I am disgusted of the indoctrination going on in our children, right, in the schools. The solution to finish indoctrination is to take back the school board.
100%.
Parents have to show up. They need to run for the school board, because those parents, when they get elected, they have to choose and decide what curriculum or content is going to be taught to our children, right?
100%.
So you need to go back and choose the curriculum, like I was saying before, civics. They need to come back to the school. Constitution, history, geography. How come a lot of Americans, they don't even know where Mexico is located?
I don't know. That's insane.
It's insane.
Well,
You
I mean,
ask them, Venezuela, oh, what part of Mexico? What? Venezuela is another country. Mexico is one country. So why? Because they are dumbing down our children.
Big time.
It's on purpose.
It is.
So when I talk about indoctrination, is first, take control of the school board. Second, take control of the content.
Absolutely.
The curriculum. And third, parents have to start thinking what candidate they're going to elect for the 13th congressional district that will uphold the family values.
Absolutely.
If you choose representative that worship Satan, the worship or witchcraft or whatever, guess what he's going to be voting on?
Sure. We've seen it. We've seen it all over the place. James O'Keefe,
So
you name it.
Whoever came with the idea of Christian cannot run for politics, that is a lie that comes from the pit of hell.
Yeah. Well, agreed.
Why? Because if you elect a satanic person, that's the result that you're going to have.
Absolutely.
But if you elect a person with principle, with moral, with values, with faith, and overall fear on the Lord, any decision that representative is going to vote is going to be based on those foundations, right? So when a Democrat communist come and tell me, you cannot be talking because you are a Christian, I say, well, then don't come to the church and ask us to vote for you.
Right.
Because if you don't like the church for one thing, you should not come to my church to ask to come and vote for you.
Sure. I mean, good Lord. And let's look at the schools, for example. What's our government's doing? Our government are earmarking all this funding, right, for this certain curriculums. We know this. This is not hyperbole. And so these government programs are designed for this certain curriculums where, well, if you choose this curriculum, we're going to give you new football fields, soccer fields, you name it, all these earmarked. And if you don't choose this curriculum, you don't get any of this. We've got to get rid of the money and the stipulations that go in it and look purely at the content that we're teaching our children.
We need to get rid of Mark Zuckerberg sending money here.
Big
We
time.
need to get rid of all those people from California sending money here to corrupt the schools, to corrupt the election boards, to corrupt the movie industry, everything.
Sure.
All those money that coming from other state, especially from Soros and all those organizations, we need to kick them out.
Sure, and they've bought off our politicians. Why do we not have a majority Republican voting for the kind of things we're talking about? Well, it's because they're afraid it's going to hurt their constituencies where they live, because they get these tax write-offs and all these earmarked money, and all these things come from this sort of evil place, right? California, the Hollywood taking over Atlanta, and so they're too scared to vote for the right thing, even though they know it's the right thing, because they're going to lose votes, they're going to lose money, all these,
They
the
are
whole
just
system.
thinking for today. They are not thinking for tomorrow.
Well, they're thinking for themselves.
But it's for today, because that's exactly what Venezuelan politicians did. They were thinking for today, not for tomorrow, and they lost their country. And this is exactly what we are doing. That's why I said, we the people, look, we the people are following the path of destruction, self-destruction. Right. Only me, my family, today, my packet, and that's it. If I have to take money from the Chinese, like Nancy Pelosi, from Russia, like Biden and Hillary Clinton, all those people got money from those countries.
Absolutely.
Why they are not under investigation?
Well,
Why?
well, they're too busy investigating Donald Trump, and what color tie that he
The
wears.
corrupted Department of Justice, Department of Justice, which is the right hand of the Biden administration, what they're doing is political prosecution and persecution.
100%. It's a playbook. You've seen the playbook.
It's in Venezuela. They put a lot of politicians in jail. It was a political persecution.
Well, look at Mexico. There's stories coming out every day about the cartels, for example. And we're not even here yet. But look at the cartels, what they're doing in Mexico. They are literally going and killing the candidates that they oppose just to make room for the ones that they have bought.
Ecuador, they just killed one. The candidate who was going to win, they killed him. A week before election. Venezuela in 1990 or 86. They killed the candidate who was going to win. They killed him in a plane. The plane exploded.
There you go.
In Colombia, they killed one candidate who was going, they exploded. The airplane exploded as well. I mean, that's what they do.
Well, look at Boeing. People say, oh, that's not going to happen here. This is America. Well, look at Boeing. We've already had 2 whistleblowers, coincidentally, that have died right after they decided to come out. One before a trial that they were going to be a part of. And now you have a second one, and we've got planes that are just I guess, not falling out of the sky. But, I mean, the whole company is in disarray, yet 2 whistleblowers are conveniently dead. Where do you think that leads to in this country? Look at the political persecution that we're putting President Trump under.
But this always happened when Democrat administration is going on. Look what happened with the guy from the DNC who gave the information to this guy, WikiLeaks.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about...
the guy, the young guy. They killed him in Washington, D.C.
Oh yeah, Josh. What's his name? The one that got robbed. And he got robbed and killed, but they didn't even take his wallet. Of course. Oh, we go down the Clinton
and so
tree.
many people for Hillary Clinton, they killing themselves.
Oh yeah. And somehow hanging themselves, but still have a shotgun to the back.
It's so weird. It's so weird. But that's conspiracy.
It's upside down where we're living. But this is what all of the current cultural and political policies are leading up to. This is where we are headed, and we must get boots on the ground, people standing up to fight against this.
But you know what? The other part that it got me a little more worked out is having Republicans collaborating, doing the collaboration with the Democrats.
It's been there forever.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, in the bad things. Because if they would do all the helping in the good things, okay. It's for the good of the country.
Yeah.
But what they're doing in, for example, 2020, the election, fraud, what did they do? They faded away. Did you see? David Perdue disappeared. Sonny Perdue disappeared. Nobody from the Republican Party came out to defend what was going on.
Sure. Well, I mean, look where we're at now, 2024.
Okay.
And you look at the information.
And then in January, where Pence, Kelly Loeffler, supposed to be defending Donald Trump, along with Marjorie Taylor Greene, Jody Hayes, and Clay. What is that? What is his name? Andrew Clay. Okay, Andrew Clay, Jody Hayes, and Marjorie Taylor Greene were standing right there waiting for Kelly Loeffler to show up so she could support, so they could reject those votes. What did she do?
She signed them.
What did she do?
She let them go through.
She betrayed us.
Yeah,
And what happened with Pence?
Oh,
He betrayed us.
Well, sure.
I'm talking about the state of Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
He betrayed the state of Georgia. She betrayed the state of Georgia. Ken betrayed the state of Georgia. Ralphie betrayed the state of Georgia. Don't tell me that what we are seeing through is only Joe Biden's fault. No. Joe Biden is doing what he's doing because of the people that I just say. Kemp, Kelly Loeffler, Pence, Ralphie Sperry, and Gabriel.
Sure. I mean, my Lord, look at the RICO case with Fonnie Willis. I mean, we're a laughing stock of the nation, and it's insane what we had to go through. And now you look at the Curling versus Raffensperger case. You look at this last Board of Elections meeting, all the information that's come out. And if it wasn't for these conspiracy-minded crazy kooks that were pushing every inch of the way, like Garland, Favorito, Voter Georgia, all of these grassroots
Look what
groups.
happened 2 days ago.
Yes, exactly.
The lady is asking, she wants to see those ballots. Guess what the commission decided that they're going to do? They're not going to show her.
Well, no, in
They
fact,
decided they are not going to show her not what she's asking for. I mean, we are insane.
Well, there's
These
hundreds of
people
thousands
here, these people here are violating. They don't care.
now they've already destroyed, I want to say somewhere around upwards of 300,000 votes have been destroyed in question. Now, how do these ballots get destroyed when we're in the middle of so many court battles? But they're just mysteriously destroyed.
Where is Ruby Freeman?
Oh, Lord.
I asked on Twitter, where is Ruby Freeman? Where is she? I remember. She made a live video on Instagram. I'm going to save the country. We are going to be bringing some boxes and we're not going to allow Trump to win. We're going to take this. We got this. She incriminated herself with that Instagram live video, saying exactly what we saw her doing in TV when she was pulling those boxes from the bottom of the table, and she was zoom.
Yeah, but I have a theory on this, see? I've been talking a lot about this lately because there seems like there's a lot of Republicans who just want to kind of forget about it and move along, and I'm okay. We've got to go to November, but here's my theory. If you don't believe that the Lord works in mysterious ways, I don't believe that Trump needed to lose the 2020 election so that our eyes could be open to the corruption that we're not even prepared for, right? But you think about this one particular election that has opened up so many eyes and ears of people, and they can see past the veil, where a lot of us that could see past that veil years ago, we were struggling.
But my question is, why these people didn't allow him to finish his other 4 years and just get rid of him for good and keep on doing what they were doing? I mean, what was the turning point for them to decide to do all this violation? You know what I think it was? Roe v. Wade.
Very much so. It could have been.
I think that was the turning point.
I got you.
When they took the decision from the federal, they knock it down. Each state is going to decide what you guys going to do with abortion. The federal washed their hands. So that's what one turning point was that. What was the other one? What did he do? Oh, yes. give confidence to the people so they can invest money in the country and prosperity to cover. So people were more independent. They didn't depend on the government anymore. The black community was striving. No, you cannot do that with the black community. The black communities are our,
That's your breadbasket.
let me shut it. Let me shut it because I don't want to say it. But,
Sure.
no, you cannot do that for the black. Like he used to say, what do you got to lose? What the hell do you got to lose? Vote for me. Did he say that to the black community or not?
Absolutely.
Okay, so when the black community was, driving, then came the summer of hell. All these communities, the businesses, they burned it down to the ground. They send the black community back to poverty again.
Burn their own communities. And what's worse is, of course, why would you want the common man and woman, regardless of their race or their skin, why would you want them unifying and getting along? Right? You got to keep them divided down here like ants. We got to keep divided between each other and fighting so that we keep our eyes off the prize, which is what this globalist agenda that they're moving forward with.
Yeah, by dividing us, they can control us.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, they can control it, and that's the way in
that's
Venezuela.
why we fight.
In Venezuela, the race, it doesn't work. Black and white, no. That situation in Venezuela doesn't exist. In Venezuela exists is the social position. The one who got the money and the one who doesn't have no money. So they put them to fight to each other.
Absolutely.
Division.
It's crazy.
Division.
All over the place.
Yes, yes.
And in our grassroots and in our Republican Party and all over the place, it's division. And
But the other 3 points on my platform that I am always talking about is, one is the border.
okay,
We need to close the border.
absolutely, we need to
There is
secure
no
southern
question.
border.
Now we can understand when Trump used to say they're sending us the bad, the criminals. Oh, now you understand what he was saying back in those days, huh? Okay, yeah. Even some illegal who are living here for 20, 30 years, they want the border to be closed.
Of course. The people that have assimilated the country and realized they went past the veil and realized, which I've so many friends.
I received a phone call 2 days ago. This guy, he's undocumented. He's been living in the United States for 30 years, but he had no chance to fix his paper. His kids are born here. So probably in the future, the kids can help him out, right, to fix their paper.
Yes.
So he said, Johsie, what's going to happen? Trump is going to win, right? I say, well, hopefully, yeah, we want him to win. Hopefully, some state don't mess him up like we did on the 2020, right? No, we need him to win because when he was president, I was making money. My family was secure. I'm talking about an illegal, an undocumented person. I want him to win because that means my family is going to be good. That's the call that I received 2 days ago.
Wow.
So, what I'm saying with this, we need to build a wall. We need to secure our border. We need to assign the resources to the agents so they can do their job. Today, I found out that 52% of the border patrol are Hispanics.
Wow.
Hispanics. So they need something to work with. And then when it comes to criminal, I believe we need to deport all of them. But if any country refuse to take them back, easy. We can send them to Guantanamo. Send them to Guantanamo until the relationship, for example, with United States and Venezuela, because I'm telling you, if you take all these criminal Venezuelan, and you try to send them back to Venezuela, Maduro is going to say, no, we're not taking them back. So what we're going to do with them? Send them to Guantanamo. Send them to Guantanamo. Keep them. And then if you can open the door between Cuba, you open the door so they can go to Cuba. Because that's what they want to live in, a communist country.
Right.
Send them to Cuba. You know?
I'm telling you.
Okay, that's one. The second thing that it got me a little upset is the global agenda. The global agenda is trying to change America.
Big time.
Trying to transfigure everything that America stands for. And then they want to get rid of the First Amendment, which already we are seeing that. And second, the Second Amendment. They want to get rid of those two. And this is why I'm running. Because I refuse to let go of United States. I refuse for them to change America. Like I was telling you earlier, this is the last place of freedom and liberty. If we lose this place, I don't have nowhere to go.
Right.
And let me tell you something. I got bad news for you guys. You will not have no place to go.
Nope.
You know why? Because in third world countries, those politicians and communists are teaching all these people from these countries that anything bad happens to them in their country is United States' fault. And they hate you. They hate the white, anybody that come from United States, white, black, whatever color. If they see the passport, American passport, that means you are their enemy. They don't want you in their country. So if you allow for them, if you allow to lose this country, you don't have nowhere to go. Because if you go to Mexico, somebody can kill you over there. If you go to Venezuela, they will kill you over there just because you are an American. Okay? And then the last one is, I want the government small. We need to lower taxes.
Big time.
Less expenses, less spending. So when we have a small government, they don't have to tell you and me how to live our life.
Right.
They don't have access to our pocket. They don't have access to the bathroom in our house. They don't have access to our room in our house. They don't have access in our kitchen, telling us what to eat and what not to eat. They don't have no access even in the living room.
Right.
Who can come and visit your house and cannot. They cannot even have access to your house to say, hey, we have some immigrants that don't have no place to live. Can you open your house and let them come in and live with you? And then you end up dead because the following day, those new immigrants, illegal immigrants, who you don't know who they are, they can in the morning wake up and shot you or stab you to death because they want to keep the house that you open for them.
Sure, they're already doing that. These squatters, it's wild to watch that kind of thing
In
going
New York, it's happening. They're doing it to ladies.
Atlanta, 1,200 houses in Atlanta. It's wild.
So that's my platform.
Okay.
Okay, that's my platform. Of course, liberals get triggered. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care because I live it. I experience it. You only read in the book. You only were reading a book saying this and this and that. You didn't experience. But it's okay. You don't want to take precaution? Don't worry. You will experience that.
Yep. I couldn't agree more. It's crazy times we're living in. Glad to see you fighting. Now tell us, how can we help you in this? Like, where can people find information about you? How can people send donations? Anything you need?
My website is cruzfletcher.com.
Okay.
Easy.
Gotcha.
cruzfletcher.com. Excuse me.
We'll try to post a link up there too.
cruzfletcher.com.
Okay.
When you go there, you're going to find the phone. And especially, you're going to find the way that you can send me some money.
Okay. And we need all the help we can get.
Excuse me, I need some water.
Okay. I can get you some. You keep talking. I'll get you some water. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Because a campaign without money, there's nowhere to go. Excuse me. I'm dry. That's all. I'm sorry. So, if you have friends, family who live on district number 13, the counties are Gwinnett, DeKalb, Rockdale, Newton, Henry, and Clayton. You can talk to them about me and ask them to please come out on May 21st and vote for Johsie Cruz Fletcher.
Gotcha. That's good, man.
I need to win on May 21st so I can continue doing what I have to do. We have a great opportunity to take this district from the Democrats. If we think strategically and we vote strategically, we can win.
Agreed.
We need to take advantage of what's going on with the Democratic Party. Last Sunday, I went to the Cobb County meeting. I met 3 Democrats who came to that meeting. They wanted to hear what we were talking, what we are saying, because they are tired of the Democrat Party. And they told me, one of them said, Miss Johsie, I am a Democrat, but I am conservative.
Sure. I mean, who could stand with the Democrat Party?
Conservative. And I say, well, we can work together. We need to recover back this country, because this is not about Democrats and Republicans
No,
anymore.
it's not really. No.
This is above. This is about freedom or slavery.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah, we need more people to understand that. It's a uniparty.
Exactly.
You know.
So I told her, the first thing that we have to do is vote strategically. We cannot elect a candidate that doesn't look minority.
Okay.
This is a minority majority Congress, district, okay? So you cannot, if it's a minority, you cannot give them somebody that look like you.
Understood.
It's not going to happen.
That's just a simple fact, right?
It's not going to happen. It's not, oh, no, it's not going to happen. Why are you going to continue repeating the same mistake that make you lose in the last election? Why you didn't vote for the black lady, but you end up voting for the other one? And he lost the last election. So this time we need to elect for somebody who looks, or at least check all the boxes.
Right. I mean, that's just a simple reality that we live in.
That's the reality. It's not about that I'm hating the white people. No. Don't get me wrong. Because the damage is already done. Who did it? The Democrats.
Sure.
The Democrats push it. Color of the skin is going to define in the election box. Okay, so it's about race now. Okay, we're going to give you a candidate with that particular issue that you guys are talking about. But we're going to give you a strong conservative candidate with a strong conservative values.
Absolutely.
But they look like you say, the color of the skin. There is plenty over there. Why we are not electing those people? On that way, we can win the elections.
Sure.
But if you keep on repeating just because you don't want to give minorities the opportunity to get elected, because you are afraid that you're gonna divide your control not only with the blacks and the white and the black, but now you have to include the Asian and the Hispanic, and you are afraid because the Spanish and the Asian, no, we want their taxes, we want that, but we don't want them to come at the table and sit down on the table and make decisions together. That's why we're losing our country. It's because you're only thinking about your power. You're only thinking about you. You are not thinking, let me put it this way. Taxation without representation is tyranny.
Big time.
So
We're living in it.
listen, there is over 700,000 Asians. They don't have representation, but they pay taxes.
They do. That's
And
correct.
they work hard, and they pay taxes.
And we've got good grassroots people that are changing that as well.
Listen, Hispanic and Latinos in Georgia, I'm talking about Georgia only, we are over 1,200,000 in Georgia. And we don't have representation.
Exactly.
But we paying taxes. We are paying not only personal taxes, houses, but business taxes too. So we produce. So it's not only that we deserve it to be on the table or at the table, we earn it.
Well, not only
The
that.
Asians and the Hispanic earn it to be at the table with the blacks, with the white, with the Caucasian, discussing how we're gonna help our communities.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
just take money from us and you ignore us.
Sure, but look at your platform. You're like a ray of hope for people, minority people who otherwise would be too scared to step out of the box, too nervous. They've been taught these things their whole life. why not go with a candidate, especially in a minority area that talks about the Constitution and about our rights and about our freedoms and is going to represent us in ways that will bring more people together.
I was talking to the founder of Georgia, Nuestra Georgia.
Okay.
I was talking to her and I said, we didn't even realize that they strip us out of the opportunity of have one representative for the Latino and Haitian community in the last map. What are you talking about, Josie? Yeah, think about it. District number 7, before they changed the map, District number 7 was only Gwinnett. Gwinnett is majority minority, especially Hispanics and Asian. And what happened? They broke Gwinnett in 4 pieces. They took us the opportunity. That's why I wanted to run on the 7, because I could be the candidate elected for the 7, which could represent not only the black and the white, but would represent the Hispanic and the Asian. Somebody, me, it would be different from just 9 white representatives, a Caucasian representative in Washington, D.C., and 5 black representatives in Washington, D.C. So what happened with the rest of the minority? Why are they not represented? So when I said that in one of my speech, a lot of people didn't like it. But that's the reality. That's the
Uncomfortable
reality.
truths.
It's uncomfortable, but it's the truth.
Well, people need to get uncomfortable. I'm telling you, we're losing everything around us. They need to be uncomfortable.
And just because they don't want to have us at the table, we're losing the country. We are losing our country. Taxation without representation is tyranny.
Amen.
At this time, when you put the Asian and the Hispanics together, it's like a 1,700,000 people in the state of Georgia. We should have at least 2 representatives.
Sure. Agreed.
We should have at least 2 representatives in Washington, D.C.
Well, we got representatives like you. Why wouldn't we want them? That's my whole point.
But they don't want it.
We're going to have to
And
change that.
that's what is. Well, at least we got rid of Ronald McDonald over there in Washington,
exactly.
D.C.
Absolutely.
It's under the control of the grassroots. Let's see what's going to happen in the state level.
Yes, let's hope. Let's hope.
Let's see what's going to happen, because one way or another, if we want to save this country, those people don't know what they're doing. They think what they're doing is not going to touch them. Nothing is going to happen today. I got bad news for you. When Chavez came into power, people like you helped him out. He helped them out for a little while. And 5 years later, he started getting rid of them in a suspicious accident, suspicious drone, like somebody drone. I mean, all those 6 people who helped him, all of them end up dead.
Yeah. And that's where we're
So
headed.
don't think by you helping the Democrats, Joe Biden, they're going to have consideration with you and your family.
Absolutely.
Because that's coming to you.
Yes, it is.
Communists, the first thing that they do is they kill the people who help them out to get into power. You know why they kill them? Because
They don't have any threats.
Exactly.
They don't want any threats.
Exactly. So they secure.
It's mob mentality.
Yeah. They secure the position. And when they see somebody trying to put their head up, they cut their heads off.
It's a dictatorship. You know?
Exactly. So the damage that you are doing to us now, guess what? It's coming to you soon. And it's not going to be from our hand. No. It's going to be from those that you help out.
Oh yeah, the ones that they think that they're going to see to the table will be the first ones they take away. So, wow.
Yes. So thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
I think I run my mouth.
Hey, we love it. I want you guys to know that she drove up here. She's got a 4-hour drive back. So we had a little bit of malfunctions. We were going to try to do this over the phone. But just want to appreciate you so much for coming out. It's so good to see you again.
Thank you so much.
We wish you all the luck and your run up to the 21st, and whatever we can do to help. And folks, you need to share this out. You need to share it far and wide. We need to get this over to her congressional district so that people can listen and hear and understand. Because I'm telling you, I've known Johsie for a long time, and she's a fighter, man. She is a fighter, and she's never ever stopped. So we appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Good
All
night.
right, guys, that's going to end the broadcast for this evening. So probably won't be back on here for a couple more days. We'll probably have a couple more candidates before the 21st.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day out there. I will see you soon.